So what happens when one of prog rock's most legendary keyboardists reimagines his greatest hits on a solo piano? Keep watching this video to find out more. So, the album Yessonata isn't just another nostalgic trip, it's Rick Wakeman's boldest dive into Yes's catalogue, where familiar themes take on a new, unexpected life form. There's something about Rick Wakeman that really makes his legacy almost mythic. He's a master of the keys, a pioneer of the Moog, and one of progressive rock's most eccentric figures. Wakeman has always had the power to surprise, to inspire, and at all times to confuse. But this time around though, with Yessonata, he taps into a wall of nostalgia and musical craftsmanship that any true fan of Yes, or indeed Wakeman himself, could really appreciate. Now let's be real. When you first hear about a release like Yessonata, you might think, here we go again. After all, Wakeman has been known to dip into the Yes catalogue and his own back pages more times than many of us care to count. He's reworked, he's reimagined, and some would say repackaged his greatest hits to the point of excess. So it's understandable if there is some scepticism about whether Yessonata is just another exercise in nostalgia, a kind of sonic cash grab that plays on the affections of long-time Yes fans. Here's the twist: this isn't your run-of-the-mill rehash. Yessonata is a brilliant, complex and deeply engaging piece of work, one that draws you in with its familiar themes and then captivates with its originality. To put it simply, this is Wakeman at his best, sitting at a Steinway piano, weaving together melodies from some of Yes's most iconic songs into a seamless tapestry of progressive rock history. And for those unfamiliar, Yessonata began as part of Wakeman's 2022 concert series, where he performed the Yes Suite live with a full band and choir at London's Palladium. Now, it was so well received that he decided to strip it down and rework it for a solo piano, taking the essence of his original arrangement and distilling it into something more intimate, more personal. Now, this piece has evolved through Wakeman's tours in North and South America, where, in true Wakeman fashion, he played it differently at almost every stop. But now, with demand high, he's released Yessonata not just on vinyl, but also in CD format for those who still enjoy a physical connection to their music. So what's the experience like? Well, it all starts with that unmistakable opening from Awaken, you know the one. A Yes classic from Going for the One album. Awaken has always been one of the band's most revered tracks. And Wakeman does it justice here, teasing the listener with a delicate intro before launching into new territory. From there, Yessonata spirals through familiar territory, with nods to Close to the Edge, Long Distance Runaround, and even The Meeting from the lesser-known Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman and Howe album. Now, as a listener, it's a bit like stepping into a musical maze. You recognise the landmarks, but you're never quite sure where Wakeman will take you next. What's remarkable about Yessonata is how effortlessly Wakeman weaves these fragments together. Yes, the press materials claim there are 30 different themes packed into the suite, but even a hardened Yes fan might only pick out about half of them. That's part of the magic here. Wakeman is playing with our expectations. He's forcing us to pay attention and to dive deeper into the music. I think I got about 16. Some moments, like the extended sections of Close to the Edge or Roundabout, are unmistakable, but others sneak in under the radar, revealing themselves only after multiple listens or a deep dive into the Yes discography. It's like a musical Easter egg hunt, and for fans that's half the fun here. Let's talk some highlights. Awaken and Close to the Edge naturally take centre stage. These are two of Yes's most intricate and ambitious tracks, and Wakeman knows it. He gives them the time and space they really deserve, allowing them to breathe and evolve as part of the larger piece. Roundabout, meanwhile, is another obvious crowd pleaser, and yes, it's hard to ignore how its recent resurgence in pop culture through JoJo Bizarre's adventure has brought a whole new generation to Yes's doorstep. But with Wakeman's treatment, here is more than just a fan service. It's a reminder of just how powerful these songs remain, even when stripped down to their core elements. But then there are surprises, moments that leave you wondering what exactly Wakeman's up to. For instance, I couldn't help but laugh when the revealing science of God from Tales from the Topographic Oceans pops up near the end. This is Wakeman, after all, who famously despised the Topographic Oceans album so much that he reportedly ate curry while playing during its recording. Yet, here it is, tucked into Yessonata like some kind of musical in-joke. And what about Tomato? Not a whisper of it here, not even the ballad Onward. Wakeman seems to be curating his personal history with Yessonata, deciding which moments to embrace and which to leave behind. Side 2 of the album shifts gears with the King Arthur piano suite, a similarly arranged medley drawn from Wakeman's 1975 solo album The Myths and Legends of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Hands up here, I'll be honest, King Arthur is probably my favourite Rick Wakeman album, and with Yessonata, Wakeman makes a compelling case for revisiting this wonderful album one more time. Its themes are presented in a way that highlight the album's operatic beauty, rather than some of its more over-the-top tendencies. That said, there are moments where the suite feels a little bit repetitive, particularly during the Guinevere. Wakeman plays through the verse twice, and the second go-round feels almost identical to the first. Was it some unconscious repetition or just the nature of the material? I really don't know. But either way, it doesn't distract from the overall experience. But it does make you wonder what else perhaps he could have done with the source material. As for the album's physical release, it's clear Wakeman understands the value of nostalgia. The vinyl edition comes with a stunning Roger Dean cover, featuring a spaceman riding a giant blue lizard. I know. It is classic Dean, and for long-time fans, that alone might be worth the price of admission. But for those who are less inclined to collect records, the CD version will do just fine. After all, this is an album that's more about the music than the packaging. In the end, Yessonata is a love letter to Yes fans. It's not groundbreaking or revolutionary, but it doesn't need to be. Instead, it's a deeply satisfying trip down memory lane, reinterpreted by one of the greatest musicians in prog history. And for those of us who have followed Wakeman's career for decades, this is exactly the kind of release we didn't know we needed. But for those just discovering the world of Yes, Yessonata serves as both a tribute and an invitation to dive deeper into the sprawling, complex universe of progressive rock. So is it worth a listen? Absolutely. click like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.